Hello guys, 10 past 2 Saturday afternoon. Hope you're all well and enjoying the weekend. Just going to have a very quick look at Bitcoin. 4 hour, I don't know, 4 hour, 1 hour chart. Let's turn to the 4 hour chart. 4 hour chart is possibly the favorite to chart on. Gives you a good view of, good average view of time frames, if you like, long and small. So, okay, following on from yesterday, had the breakdown day before yesterday. Had the breakdown. Okay, so we were expecting that. We were going to see if this area here would hold 16919. Okay, 6902 area, 6919. There's a double fib level there. That's why you've got two sets of numbers. But that obviously didn't hold. We did see a bearish retest, which we were kind of expecting. So a breakdown bearish retest, possibly open a short position there. Okay, and we've seen that move down from there. I've since turned this line from blue to red to show it as resistance, and I've also drawn in this particular trend line here. Okay, so this trend line here, just taking out the first wick. Okay, first wick just here. Okay, and then we've got other touches, so acting as support. But 618 golden fib. Okay, golden target sometimes for traders. 16574, very accurate fib drawing, and we saw that bounce off that fib, although the bounce very weak. Okay, so no volume coming in. It's the weekend, of course, so I'm not expecting too much from this move right now. But saying that, just need to be prepared. So I've drawn in these trend lines. So if we go to the 1 hour time frame, let me just remove those two drawings that I made. Okay, so another bear flag forming. It's essentially been bear flag after bear flag, and we're just seeing what happens to the Bitcoin price now. It's just trading in this area. Okay, and we're seeing if we break higher, and then we've also got to break previous support, or whether we break lower, and then we're looking at a test of this trend line again and fib support. Okay, golden fib support. So I'm potentially bullish if we see a couple of candle closes above this level. Okay, if we turn that back into support, then we may well see a move upwards. Okay, but there's a lot of work for Bitcoin to do on the weekend. And then I'm looking for, at the moment, I've got a small short position opening. I'm just leaving that open until Bitcoin sort of confirms that it's flip this into support. But what I'm looking for, ideally, with the position I'm in, is a breakdown and a retest and a move higher. I move lower, sorry. So that's what we're looking for, and you just gotta make sure whenever you're trading, you have a strategy for both options. If you're short and Bitcoin starts to move higher, you need to close that trade, get out of that trade. Okay, but you just need the confirmation that it's going to continue moving higher. Okay, so it's just waiting. I'm a little bit of patience and waiting to see. One thing to bear in mind with regards to volume, if we go to the 4 hour time frame again, we just look at the volume nodes on the right hand side. I just want to show you that if Bitcoin does lose this level here, okay, if we do drop below 16,574, potentially bearish retest it, there's a lack of trading volume in this area. So you could see quite a swift move down to what will be the measured move that we've discussed, which is around 16,300. Okay. So let me just plot that on the chart right now. So, I mean, measured move, we're just going to go from the middle because that kind of gives us a decent idea. And then we're going to go from where the breakdown was. And then we're just going to get horizontal tool like so. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to turn this to blue for support, so it's clear. I'm just going to go 2 pixels. What I'm going to do, just because it's a measured move, I'm just going to turn it to a dashed line. Get rid of this. Okay, so that's essentially our measured move. So I'm just waiting now, waiting patiently. Got my short position open, and I'm just waiting to see if we drop down, make that bearish retest, and then I'm looking for. So 2 things I'm looking for. I'm looking for some sort of volume confirmation and a move higher off the measured move area. Unlikely. Or I'm looking for 16083. So I'm looking for a move down and then some sort of bounce in and around that area. I'm not waiting for price action to touch the fib. probably looking to close my short position here, open a long position, depending on what the sort of price action is telling me, what the TA is telling me. Okay, could go lower. I mean, could go much lower. But at the moment, I'm expecting my strategy is to flip from short to long. And I'm expecting Bitcoin to, we're looking to work out what Bitcoin is doing. So we're looking to either identify a trading range that Bitcoin is trading in, or we're looking for some sort of new pattern to emerge. At the moment, there's just no support. Apart from sort of fib level support, measured move support, there's no support. There's no trend lines to be drawn in as far as where the price action is going to go, because we've broken down from the only sort of areas that we would draw trend lines in against. Okay, there's nothing sort of here, there's nothing here. Okay, so we're looking at, if we do move lower, if we lose this level, we're looking at possibility, or a move down to here, and then possible double bottom. Okay, so down to the 15s again. So just because just because there's no real support left. Okay, there's no real support left. So we're looking at that potential double bottom move, or we're looking for fib level support to come in. So bullish argument rises above this 236. So right around about 16,919, 16,902. Couple of candle closes, turns it into support, starts to move higher. Okay, just got to bear in mind we've possibly got this head and shoulders. Okay, so don't get fooled if we do see that break here. We've possibly got that head and shoulders move. So just be very, very careful. Okay, and then the bearish side is we break down, retest. Okay, break past this volume, no volume here. Swift move down to this sort of area, low 16s, which people have been saying for some time. Test of the low 16s. But the worry is that we don't hold this area, minimal support in this area, and then we're looking for a move back down to the bottom. And then it's like, right, what happens next? Okay, if we put in a higher high, okay, so if we put in a higher high there, suddenly we've got a trend line. Okay, suddenly we've got some sort of pattern to be trading in. So it might be that we're trading in this sort of pattern. Okay, so we're just waiting for some more information before we can really get an idea. If we do lose this level, 15,458, bearish retest, then we could see some more downside. Okay, we could be testing the mid 1400s. Okay, bottom of the pattern in and around 13,653. Thinking group, we've been calling 13,500 being the bottom. Will that be the case or not? I'm not sure. Okay, this move, okay, largely due to the SPX getting hammered yesterday, NASDAQ getting hammered yesterday. So with the SPX, we're just seeing a break down below resistance. Okay, and we've certainly broken down past 0.53907. So we just retested before the market closed yesterday. Okay, so we just need to bear that in mind. But pre-markets are not looking great right now. So pre-markets, if I bring that in, pre-markets are in the red. Okay, and in the red by quite a bit. So we just need to monitor pre-markets, see what happens tomorrow. And if the expectation is that the markets will open lower, it may well open below key support 3808. If it does that, then potentially that's going to act as resistance. And we see that continuation downwards. Same with the NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ, we saw this breakdown back into the pattern. Okay, so we're testing 236, 11, 198. Okay, we're currently testing that at the moment, but we seem to be hitting resistance. It's a 1 hour time frame. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame. Okay, we're not hitting that 50 on the 4 hour, but you've got to expect, okay, if the markets open lower, okay, you've got to expect that we'll be below this fib level. Okay, so we could be opening down here, and then we're bearish, potentially bearish, retesting that level, continuation lower. Either way, the bullish scenario is NASDAQ breaks back out. Okay, retest again, and continues to move higher, but we need to be breaking above all of these SMAs on the 1 hour, and then on the 4 hour, same. Okay, you've got the 10, you've got the 200, you've got the 50, you've got the 100, all above. Okay, if we bring in our ribbon on the 4 hour, bringing our ribbon sometimes gives you can't see anything, EMA ribbon. Okay, kind of tells you, look, so our ribbon's in. kind of tells you how much the NASDAQ has got to do just to get, into any sort of bullish scenario, which I would put up here. So I would put 11713 area as a bullish scenario for the NASDAQ. And, the way things are, can you see the NASDAQ doing that? Let's do the same exercise, bringing our ribbons on the... Okay, same sort of scenario. Not sure why they're showing blue at the moment when we're certainly below, but the SPX certainly a lot of work to do. You've got a lot of, you can see here, just seeing resistance on the 100. You got the 10, you got the 200, you got the 50 above. Okay, so a lot of work for the NASDAQ to do to get bullish as well. Okay, DXY moving up. Okay, DXY moves up, Bitcoin moves down. So if that starts to pump, and bearing in mind it's just bounced off, I do need to do this video for you, but it's just bounced off key support. Okay, we could see a strong rise from the DXY. The only difference is this is the 200, sorry, it's a different color, but we've got the 200 now. It may act as resistance and keep the DXY pegged below it, which would be good for Bitcoin. USDT, okay, so people moving back into Tether, okay, safe haven to an extent, depending on how you look at it. But when Tether starts to increase, it means people are sitting on the sidelines waiting to find out what their trade is going to be, okay? And then Bitcoin shorts. This is the interesting thing. Bitcoin shorts dropping. Okay, so I would have almost, with regards to the action, I would have almost expected this to increase. But I guess people are closing out their positions right now. Okay, we're coming into territory where Bitcoin may well bounce at some stage. So almost better to close your positions and then wait for Bitcoin to bottom in the current move and then enter long positions. Okay. BNB, just keep an eye on BNB. So this is BNB 3S. So this is the short token. Okay, so BNB, already this is on the 4-hour time frame, but already 116% over the last couple of days. Obviously the FUD helping to achieve that, but other 3S tokens are fairly similar. So I often look at the 3S and 3L to get an idea of the market, and long tokens seem to be doing okay today. Okay, so long tokens doing okay based on the bounce that Bitcoin's having right now. Bitcoin dominance. Let's just have a look at Bitcoin dominance. 1 second. Assuming this is moving lower. No, it's still quite high. That's the 4-hour time frame Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so all coins moving well, but Bitcoin dominance still, moving upwards. So that's quite interesting. Okay, but no major, nothing major today with regards to any of the price action on, and these are some of the bigger market caps. So these are just the 3L and 3S tokens, but you can see FTM doing well. But FTM, I think, got hit hard yesterday or last couple of days. So you'd expect a bounce from FTM. But this will all change if Bitcoin suddenly drops below this 618 fib 16574. You will see the short tokens suddenly start to gain. Okay, so for now we're just watching, see what happens. My expectation is that we'll see a drop lower, and we'll lose this 657. That's my expectation at the moment. But my scenarios are, if we move above, turn this level 16919 into support, I look to close my short position. However, if we take a move down and we confirm that bearish retest, okay, then I'm looking at potentially 16,083 or a bottom in anywhere between, I would say, 15.7 and 15.5. But being very cautious that we could lose this level, okay, 15.458. If we put in that low, okay, put in a lower low, then we confirm the downtrend, even though overall we're in this really big downtrend on I call them local moves. So on this sort of local move, we confirm that downtrend if we put in a lower low. Okay, so this is a low. This is a lower low because it's lower than this one. Okay, if we put in another one, we're just confirming that downtrend. In fact, let's draw in this trend line. Okay, from here to here. Let's make that a bit thicker. And what I'm doing is taking this wick and then this one here. Okay, so this could be an area that Bitcoin moves to, and then what it does here. Does it turn this into resistance, or does it form a bear flag, continue lower, or does it break out of a falling wedge or a falling channel, potentially move higher? Okay. Shout if you've got any questions. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to post this in group now and on Tradingview. And yeah, let's just keep. Oh, one thing to do. I'm not really in front of the desk at the moment, so I'm just going to make sure I've got my alert on. Okay. So all I do with my alerts is I just use the ray tool, add in a ray, and then add an alert once per bar. Oh, they've changed it. Once per bar, and then breaking down, and then open-ended alert. They have changed it. Where's my ability to notifications? Oh, there we go. So I always use the fault sound. Okay, 5-second fault sound for Bitcoin if it's breaking down. Because even if I'm not in front of the desk, I can hear the speakers and I just know that Bitcoin is breaking down. Whereas I use my thin alert sound for, they added one? No, they haven't. I use my thin alert sound for a break up. Okay, so I'll put one there for breaking down, and then I'm going to put one here. So above resistance for breaking up. Sorry to you guys already know this, but break a BU, break up. Don't need any more than that. And then I'll change this to thin, 5 seconds, create. Okay. So I'm now in total control. I know what's going to happen. If I do hear an alarm, I know that I need to react and make a decision. Okay. But I think I'll hear the fault sound, and I think we'll break down. But both scenario, I've got both scenarios mapped out. And if we do see that break lower, okay, I know what my strategy is with regards to where Bitcoin is likely to break down to, and potentially where I need to swap from short to long. Okay, so my strategy is all set in my head. I know what I'm doing, and I suggest you all try and think like this as well. This goes to people in the group who I'm working with, but also those of you on TradingView who are maybe not that experienced with regards to technical analysis. It's just important to know where Bitcoin is likely to find support and resistance, okay, and how it's trading at the moment. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Sorry, 18 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. And I'll leave it there. Shout if you've got any questions. And yeah, have a good weekend. I'll probably do another update potentially tonight if we see that breakdown, or tomorrow before volatility Sunday night. Markets open on Monday. Okay, cheers, guys. Thanks, bye.